Hello friends, this video on current electricity part 24 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 23 before going ahead with this one. We have another circuit where again we have to calculate the equivalent resistance of the circuit between points A and B. So here how will the current flow? So whenever you want to calculate equivalent resistance of a circuit, the first step which you should do is you should see how current flows through the circuit, because that helps you not only to identify if the resistances are in series or in parallel, it also tells you whether a particular resistance plays any role in the equivalent resistance of the circuit or not, right? So here also let us first look at the current. So let us say some current I flows through this terminal A. So where will this current I go? Once it reaches this point, it has two possibilities. Either it can go this way or it can go this way. So which one do you think the current will follow? If it goes this way, there is no resistance. If it goes this way, it has to cross two resistances. So resistances are something which are kind of obstacles to current. So why should current try to follow the path which has obstacles? So current will definitely prefer the path with no obstacles, that is the path with no resistance. So the entire current will flow through this path. That means no current will flow across this path. So that means these two resistances has no role. They do not play any role in the equivalent resistance. So when we talk about equivalent resistance, that means what do we find? Let us call this as not B, let us call this as D. That means no current flows through the arm DC, right? Therefore, when we talk of equivalent resistance, only two resistances are there. One is 3K and the other is 5K. Right? This is 3K kilo ohm. Similarly, this is 5 kilo ohm. So these two resistances play a role. That means your circuit now looks like this is one resistance and this is another resistance. This is point A, this is point B, this is 3 kilo ohm and this is 5 kilo ohm. So what will be the equivalent resistance? It is nothing but these two resistances in series. So this is also a series combination. Right? So R equivalent will be equal to 3K plus 5K, that is equal to 8 kilo ohms. So this will be the equivalent resistance. Now let us suppose you tell me that no, I am not convinced with the fact that current will follow the easiest path. Why can't current go through this path also? Suppose if you say that no, I feel that current should go through this path also. Let me also try to solve the same question using an alternate method. So in the alternate method, we don't assume that these two do not play a role. Let us suppose that if these two resistances also play a role, in that case what will happen? These two resistances are in series. So that means the equivalent resistance of these two resistances will be how much? It will be 6 ohms, 6 kilo ohms. Now this 6 kilo ohm is in parallel with this wire, right? So in that case, this is the wire and this is your 6 kilo ohms. Right? So this 6 kilo ohm is in parallel with this wire. So what is the resistance of the wire? The resistance of the wire is 0 ohms. So that means the combination, what would be the equivalent resistance of this 6 kilo ohm and 0 ohm? It will be 0 ohm. Right? So that means the equivalent resistance of this part is anyways coming out to be 0 ohms. That means if you have two alternative paths, one with resistances and the other without any resistance, in that case, the current will always follow the path. The entire current will flow through the path which has no resistance at all. But instead of this, had there been one resistance here of say 1 ohm, in that case what would have happened? Some part of the current would have flown through 1 ohm and some part of the current would have flown through this arm, that is DC, right? So I hope it is clear now. So let us move to the next problem. Here you have yet another circuit which looks little different. It's a zigzag circuit wherein you have to find out the equivalent resistance of the circuit. So the very first thing to notice, between which 2 points you have to calculate the equivalent resistance, between these 2 points. Now just see, Then the next point is, how is the current distributed? Let us suppose some current I moves through this resistor. So this same current I will come here because it has no alternative path. So the same current will go here, the same current will come here, the same current will go here, and the same current will move through this. Same current will come here and the same current will go back to B. So if you look at this, same amount of current passes through all the resistors. That means all these resistors are connected in series. That you can anyway see, it is just that the shape of the wire is zigzag. Otherwise, if you stretch this wire completely between points A and B, it is nothing but a straight wire with resistors joined one after the other. So that means here all the resistors are connected in a series combination, right? So what would be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance will be, all these resistors have resistance R. So that means R plus R plus R plus R plus R. So this will be your equivalent resistance for this circuit. The question looks simple, but why I told you was, let us start with simpler problems so that once we get into a bit difficult ones, then the basic concepts are clear to you. Okay. So let us look at another problem. So here now we reach at a relatively complex circuit where you have to again find the equivalent resistance between these 2 points A and B. So here also we will first see the distribution of current, right? So how do you think the current will get distributed in this case? So now if you look at this, what will happen to the distribution of current? Let us suppose if some current I1 comes here, let us suppose from here some current I comes. When it reaches this point, I1 goes through that arm and I2 comes through this arm. They will be different because the resistances are different. So different amounts of current will flow through both the sides. So now this I1, so same amount of I1 will flow here. Therefore, same amount of I2 will flow here. So this I2 will come from here and I1 will come from here. So here at this point, we again have I1 plus I2. So again, this side I1 will go, this side I2 will go. Again, similarly, I2 will flow here, I1 will flow here, and again at this point, it will be I1 plus I2. Again I1, again I2, and so on. So that means, what do we see? The same amount of current flows through all these resistors of 1 ohms, right? All the resistors in the above part are each of 1 ohm and all the resistors in the below half are each of 2 ohms, right? So that means all the 1 ohm resistors are in series because the same amount of current flows through each of them. Similarly, all the 2 ohm resistors are in series because the same current flows through each of them. So this circuit, we can draw it like this. This 1 ohm and this 1 ohm. These two are in series. Similarly, this 2 ohm and 2 ohm, these two are in series. So this is in series. Similarly, this is in series. So we are basically trying to simplify. So if you combine these two, what is the equivalent resistance? It is 1 plus 1, that is 2 ohms. Similarly, if you combine these two, what is the equivalent resistance? It is 2 plus 2, that is 4 ohms. So we can draw an equivalent circuit like this. So instead of this 4 resistors, now I have just 2 resistors. Similarly, I can draw for all of them. So this is point B. So you have 2 ohms resistors here and you have 4 ohm resistors here. So now the circuit looks very simple. These 2 ohm and 4 ohm, they are in parallel because the potential difference across them is the same. Both the resistors have their starting and ending point as the same. So what these two are in parallel, that means 2 ohms is in parallel with 4 ohms. So what will be the equivalent resistance of 2 ohms and 4 ohms? That will be equal to 1 by R is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, that is equal to 2 plus 1, that is 3 by 4. That means R is equal to 4 by 3 ohms. So that means R is the equivalent resistance of 2 ohms and 4 ohms. So now your circuit becomes like this. Instead of 2 and 4 ohms, you can just write R, that is 4 by 3. So similarly, you will have 4 such resistances, right? This is point A, this is point B, and these are all 4 by 3 each. So now what will be the equivalent resistance of the circuit? Now you have these 4 resistors in series. That means 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3. So that is equal to 16 by 3 ohms. So this is the equivalent resistance of the circuit. So I hope you understood how we solved the circuit. So one suggestion which I'll give you is that whenever you see a circuit with too many resistors and the shape looks quite complicated, in that case try to break the circuit down into simpler circuits. For example, here, since the wire is made in this zigzag form, so it looks more complex. So once you draw it as per your convenience, then things become simpler, right? Let us look at the next problem. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.